Hey Seesaw users, this is Jody and I wanted to record our Let's Seesaw April 2021 session for you in case you weren't able to attend or you want to go back and review it. So as you know, we used a bunch of tools in this workshop face-to-face. In this recorded version, there won't be those, but you can check back to see how we used them. So the goals and outcomes, why we use Seesaw, some overview of some of Seesaw's features, dig a little deep into some activities and get you thinking about which activities you might want to create, resources. We have lots of resources for you. And last but not least at all, just keeping in the front of mind that we are working to continually be anti-racist and culturally responsive educators. So Seesaw is a digital portfolio. And so it's a space where your learners and families can connect with you right now since we're not face to face and hear and see you and learn from you, but also so that they can demonstrate their learning and their progress along with being able to watch anything that you want them to be practicing. They can watch it as many times as they need. So that self-paced feature is really nice. Seesaw engages your learners, so it's going to make learning visible. They're going to be able to see what you expect them to be doing and trying. So as you're demonstrating that, and then they get to show you everything that they're learning and making progress on. And then there is, of course, as you know, that really important family engagement piece. And so right now, families are working mostly, I believe, with the child app, but we'll work as we continue to use this tool and get to know it better in supporting parents to be able to use the parent app as well, because there's some nice features there that may be helpful for your families. There is a webinar that we highly recommend called How We Seesaw in Pre-K and Kindergarten with Jessica Labar-Toomey. You can link to it from the slide deck and from the resource guide, or if you go to YouTube and search How We Seesaw, it'll be there. But in her webinar, she likes to demonstrate and remind us how that using Seesaw does innovate play and encourage play and help our young learners be able to see that their ideas are important, they are creators, they can be independent, they can use their voice, all while playing and learning. Some best practices as you work with your practice of using Seesaw and utilizing it is to think about how you can build routines. And big picture, would love for us to create some orientations so that at the beginning of the year, your families can practice and get comfortable using Seesaw. And also, if anyone new comes on our team, then we have support for them to learn Seesaw and use it themselves. Using templates is a really great time saver, and it also will connect with building routines with your families. Teaching the icons will help because most of our learners at this age are non-readers. And so if we can teach those icons, that will allow them to start building that independence. And plus there's icons all around us. So it's a really good literacy tool in general to be practicing and teaching those icons. And then accessibility is super important. And so within Seesaw, there are lots of ways to make the learning accessible for all of your learners, no matter what their needs are. And so we're going to talk about some of those accessibility features in this podcast. What is this? This recording. Another great webinar or learning experience is to check out Miss Pana. She has a blog, and so you can link to it from this little pink box. But you can also go to the Seesaw Community Hub, Learning Hub, and if you search for building digital fluency in early childhood, she has a really, really great webinar there for you to learn from and resources that she shares and a whole bunch of good stuff. In that session, she is going to reiterate how important icons are, and she defines what an icon is and how to use them. She really, of course, wants us to use routines, which I know we're all aware of how nice routines are and important that structure is. And then she also very much encourages us to create and use activities and resources that are going to celebrate our learners' culture, their language, and their assets. And so that ties in beautifully with all of our goals to be anti-racist and culturally responsive. Next, let's peek at some overviews of some of the features, just some of them, in Seesaw. The main ones that you'll see on your dashboard is the journal. And the journal is a way for your learners to, whenever they want to share something with you, they can just submit a journal entry. So it allows them some ownership over what they add to their digital portfolio. There's an inbox, which allows you to push out announcements, emails, connect with families. That way, right within the Seesaw platform, there are, and those messages can go to students or families. Then we're going to focus a little bit more today on the different kinds of activities, and these are um, these are things that you create, that you give instructions for, you provide templates and that structure. Those are activities. Students interact with them the same way. There's the same canvas there for them to create with and share their learning, but you set up the activity and assign it. And then we're going to look at the accessibility features where you can add links, you can add audio captions, you can screencast everything that's happening on your screen right now, and you can also add a video of yourself right to the activity. So some activities to be thinking about as you start to build your activity library is thinking about ways that you can assign activities that are actually screen free. So your learners would be looking at their Seesaw account and they would say, okay, teacher wants us to do this. Then they would put down the screen and go do that activity. And then once they're done with it, they would come back, open up Seesaw and share what they just experienced. So those are screen-free kinds of activities. There are a lot of scratch off, spotlight, and magnifier activities that you can check out from the library and save them if you like it and make it your own. So use that as a template. And I saw that there are quite a few of us already using that. You also can embed manipulatives, and that way we don't have to be concerned about um, if families have all the things at their house. We can provide those manipulatives right inside Seesaw. And then, as you heard me mention a couple slides earlier, the screencast and video, that is a way to embed those things right in the activity, and that way your families can use that as a resource whenever they need. So this is, there's a video here on embedding the screencast. So I will include this link and you can just watch it on your own, but we won't double video that here. But this Seesaw teacher will walk you through how to embed the screencast right in Seesaw. The other supports, and they're linked from here and also in the resource guide, is to add a video of you. And so just like you can see my video down here in the corner, you could have a video of you giving the directions, modeling, reading the story aloud right in the Seesaw canvas. And then you can also add voice captions. And so this is if you had things, whatever you have on your canvas that you're creating on, and if you needed an audio label of that so your learners could click on that audio caption and hear you give that prompt, then it's very quick. You can add as many voice captions as you need on each page. And then utilize that activity library. So there's 3 sections. There's the community where teachers around the globe have uploaded and shared their activities. Then we have our school and district library, and so that's where all of the great stuff you all have created can be shared. And then anything that you create or save from the community or the school and district library gets saved in your library, and that's where you'll find everything that you have done and saved and liked. So resources that are available to you. There is a Google folder that I've started, and so lots of resources there. You also have great resources from fall 2020 when you were um, when you were just learning this, and so there's lots of resources there. So check that out. Seesaw, of course, offers lots of learning support, and they have a free learning hub if you join their community. And so the link to join that is there. It's free. Great stuff. Of course, you all are resources. So we're going to collaborate more in the coming year and really share and support each other. And then if you're a social media person, lots of Seesaw social media supports out there. So check those out. What's next? If you had a chance, you were able to add to the Jamboard, but you can also email me anytime you're like, hey, Jody, we could use some support in this way, and we'll continue to develop the resource library. There's also a choice board that I created in Seesaw, and so you can go to that. I can share the link, and with that, you are able to click around, get some ideas. It links to tutorials, so if you click a try this, embed of a screencast, then there's a link there that will show you how to do that, and then you'll try it. All right, thanks so much. Let me know if you have any questions. You can send an email. I love chatting through Google Chat. There's my phone number. I'm on Twitter at Jody LaPlay. And if you are looking for pretty slides, this slide deck was from Slides Go. All right, see you next time. Have a great day.